Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel chronicling the restoration of my beloved Powell's 46 International Fast Cruiser. We've done a lot of work on Dreamfinder in the past. 8 years ago she was re-engined. We've also had her gel peeled and copper coated. This week we're going to start work on the rear cabin, and we're going to start clearing out all of the shelves and all of the fittings so that we can get access to that back deck and see just how bad it is. Welcome back aboard Dreamfinder, my beloved Powell's 46 International Fast Cruiser. So we've got a lot of work to do before I can book her out of the water. It's January now. I'm thinking that I'm going to book her to come out of the water in February or March. And the reason for that is quite simply because there are winter storms and things like that. I've got 3 months on hard standing. I want to make sure I make the best use out of it. And there's quite a lot of work that we can do, hopefully, to prep for that. So today's really going to be about that, and I want to talk through some ideas I've got in terms of how I'm going to replace this back deck and throw those out for comment, and let's see what happens. Okay. So as you can see, we've got some lovely winter weather here in Fleetwood. It's been bucketing down. So anyway, underneath this delightful plastic fake wood, there is a teak deck, and that teak deck has been laid onto marine ply. The deck itself is not flat, it's beveled slightly, so it actually goes like this, okay, and it also slopes from front to back. So the whole idea is that the water is being channeled out to the corners where there is a runoff point in the tow rail. So whatever I do, I'm going to have to preserve that shape when we come to replacing this deck. So I've got a couple of options really. The first one is to lift this marine ply, okay, and then lay sheets of marine ply onto a tab here. That means it will be level with these beams. Okay, so that's the first option, and then effectively lay fiberglass over the top of that, and then take the marine ply out once I've finished. Okay, I just want to get a layer of fiberglass all the way across. Now, I don't want it to be stuck to the beams, because if it's stuck to the beams, I can't take the beams out, and I need to take the beams out as part of this process. What I do want it to be stuck to is the actual fiberglass of the boat itself. So I want it to effectively repair where this fiberglass has been cut here. So repair that and tab it into here and all the way along. I want to tab it into the fiberglass here and here where it actually is fiberglass, and then the same at the back here where it's fiberglass that's been tabbed across here to there. So I want to effectively make a complete fiberglass skin that runs all the way across the boat. Okay, so the other option I've got is to lay fiberglass onto this. So if I wax this a bit like you would with a mould, then I can effectively create a fiberglass skin that means that I've got the shape of the deck. So when this marine ply comes up, effectively I can then lay fiberglass over the top of that. Okay, fill it, sand it, flatten it, and I will keep the shape of the boat, okay, of the deck. And then once I've done that, I can remove all of this rotten wood that is behind it. Now, one of the issues with fiberglassing onto wet stuff is the fiberglass doesn't go off. But am I worried about it? I don't want it to stick to this stuff. What I want is to create that skin of fiberglass that I can then use to retain the shape of the deck. So those are the two options I've got. Take the marine ply off first, create some form of a a layer here that gives me a flat surface to lay fiberglass onto. What I want to do is create a fiberglass lower, a core of some description, either marine ply or possibly, I'm thinking maybe foam, and then a fiberglass skin over the top. So I've actually got a proper seal all the way around this deck structure. So that's the plan. To do that, I need to understand what I'm dealing with, what is fiberglass and what is wood, because it looks to me as though, for example, here where the portholes are, that's wood. So where does the fiberglass start? Where do I have to get to? And then what needs to come out at the other side? What can I do? What can't I do? So all of this shelving here needs to come out. I think that all needs to come out so I can see what's behind that. I think the wardrobes all need to come out. All of this stuff that is on here, I think I need to clear, and that's my job today, is to get rid of all of this so I can actually see what I'm doing. This wall here I'm going to keep because I think that this is providing some structure at the top here, so I'm going to keep this just purely because it's providing that structure. But this wall here is going to go, okay, all of this here is going to go, the sink's going to go, the cupboards are going to go, that wall there is going to go, and I'm going to get as much of this done today as I can so that I can actually see what is behind there as to how big a job this is. Okay, so that's what we're up to today, guys. Well, it's taken a couple of hours, but I've finally got this cabin clear. So the next stage is to start to strip out the cupboards and the shelving and what have you. So yeah, I think I've earned this, so cheers. Okay, it's coming up 4 o'clock, I'm losing the light and the battery on the camcorder has died as well, so I'll just show you where I've got to so far, and I'll use the phone to do it, so apologies for the quality here, but it's what I'm working with at the moment. So I have cleared a lot of stuff, and then I found a lot of stuff as well, so I found a box of Pampers, a dive bag, a bottle of oxygen, and all sorts. But I've cleared, you can see here, I've cleared that out. This is still to do. You can see it's been carpeted and then covered in this sort of white leatherette material, so all that carpet's got to come out. I've found a couple of through hole fittings, and these just spin, they're doing nothing, so they're going to need a dose of looking at. I've taken out a lot of this panel already. You can see here it's fiberglassed in, but if you look here, I've taken out this little sort of cubby hole area, and this is quite grim, but this here is hardboard ply, which concerns me, because is that core or is that just an insulated backing? What is it? Here you can see it's been tabbed in, and then the fiberglass stops, and again it's plywood, and then tabbed in here. Move across, you can see it's all tabbed in, but then I've got this section here, which is, well, it is fiberglass, but it's very thin, and this is fiberglass here. This here, these are the studs for the davits, and they're on this big reinforcing beam here, which looks solid. And then you come back over here, and then this is definitely plywood here, and it's soft. So I think that this is the core. And here, see these studs here? These studs are the rubbing strip on the outside of the boat. So this is where the join is, and I suspect that what they've done is, all this lot is good, but from here up they've just literally fiberglassed the outside, which is the reason why it's crazing on the outside, because this wood is exposed and it is allowed to flex. So it looks to me as though all this wood here has got to come out and be redone as part of this. And then this is fiberglass to here, and then we're into marine ply. So this is marine ply, there's where the fiberglass finishes. And here, I think, yeah, that's the davits again, the other side. So there's a reinforcing beam here. If I go the other side of this wall, you can't see it because of the shower, which I haven't taken out yet. So I've taken out all of this cupboards here, all the way across. Wasn't that difficult, because to be honest a lot of the screws were rotten, and it was literally just tabbed in with fiberglass strips. So I've taken those out, taken this little lot out. I'm pretty sure that this is just like an insulation strip, because when we get to this side, can you see here, this, yeah, it is, it's just a insulation strip and packing. So that is the actual, that's the actual hull. So all that lot can come out, and these portholes are custom built portholes, so, and they don't leak, because you can see here, can you see there's actually water. If that is water level in the porthole itself, rainwater, so they're not leaking. But I think what I'm going to need to do is take them off so I can redo all of this and reseat them properly. And yeah, that is horrible, it's nasty stuff, but it is fiberglass, so I think that should be okay. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've got done so far today. And yeah, this, I don't know what that pipe is there, but that seems to go down into here and down. I think that is the pipe for the deck hose, which is interesting because that's not worked, so that's quite nice. That there is the drain on the steps, and yeah, there's a through fitting there. Can you see that pipe there? So I'm going to have to trace where that goes, but that appears to go into the bottom of that locker. You can see the steering there coming down, and then it goes along underneath this horrible piece here, and then behind here there is a hydraulic ram that then goes to the rudder fittings. So we're going to have to take all these boards out and have a look at that as well. So all of this has still got to come off yet. That's the next job. And I've decided that when I do this, what I'm going to do is, where they've sealed these, I'm going to open them back up again. So even if water does get in, it's got somewhere to go. And all of this lot needs sealing. This beam, I think, needs to come out straight away, this one here. And it can, because let's face it, it's not actually doing anything, and that is directly underneath the saloon door, so it's not actually supporting anything either. So that can come out, and I can start to make good some of the wood here, just to give me a something to actually bond to. Well, not bond to, because I don't want to bond to it yet, but something just to give me the shape. So I need to take all this rotten stuff out and put a new piece of wood in there, just literally to run the fiberglass to, and then hopefully when I fiberglass across here and down, yes, there will still be a leak, I know that. I need to trace that above, work out where the water is coming from to get into here, because this is obviously quite soft, but it's, so this is the edge of the step here, so the saloon door is about here, I think. So it's obviously outside of the saloon, outside of the fiberglass piece. It's the saloon door itself, and it looks as though it's sort of, yes, it's still damp all the way along, but it's not as bad. And again, the edge of the steps here, so this is where the fiberglass starts again. So this is the saloon door, this is the opening here. So there's something there that I need to deal with above. And I'm thinking if I can put this fiberglass back here, so that that is actually fiberglass again. And down this side here, you can see it's fiberglass there. I need to take this off to see where the fiberglass finishes at this side. But again, you know, it's just weird that it stops. And it does look as though it's been cut and then sealed. You can see Sikaflex here. It's bizarre. Anyway, so that's the next job, is to start to peel all this lot back, and then I need to start in here and get rid of all of this, and take this back to the same as I've got here. So I've literally just got the fiberglass on the hull, and then I can see what I'm doing, because it looks to me as though as I say, I've got to replace this piece of wood here. That's a definite. Okay, because it's just been running down here. You can see again here, it's dripping in through. It's running along here. Now this hatch here is too small. I believe there's new regulations that say it's got to be, you've got to be able to fit through it. So this hatch is going to have to come off anyway, and I need to fit a bigger hatch. So what I'm going to do is basically take all of this out, take this beam off, because again, I don't think it's actually doing a lot. And can you see the water coming out of there? That's just horrible. And it's not doing a lot. So, and it's tracking down the beam all the way along. So if I take this centerpiece out, it's not going to really affect the rigidity above there. And then when I fiberglass across, I'll just fiberglass straight across, and I know there's still going to be water there, I know that, but my whole point of this is to actually create a layer of fiberglass that I can then lay the core onto on the other side when I take all of this crap up. It's horrible. Look, it's dripping off the handles. This is condensation. Oh, there's a lot of work to do, but if there wasn't, you wouldn't be watching the videos, would you? So, okay, yeah, right, so I think we will call it a night, and I will see you back at home. So guys, that's it for another video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you found it interesting and enjoyable. I would appreciate any helpful suggestions or comments regarding what I should do in terms of the fiberglass on the deck, whether I should do it in a mould type environment or wait until I've taken it all off. What I should do with those side pieces. Can I do them before I do the top deck? Before she comes out of the water, certainly the stern piece, or do I need to wait? I think with the weight of the dam it's possibly waiting. But is there anything I can be doing to actually help seal the boat before we take her out of the water? So as always, if you like what I've been doing, give me a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button and hit the notify button as well, so you can see when the next videos come out. Thank you very much guys, and I'll see you next week.